let's get started. Hey, Becky here. I am making tissue paper roses, and I wanted to do a tutorial on this because it's something I couldn't find. I've looked and looked and looked, and I couldn't find one that was really easy to follow. So basically, all I done was make my own. So you want to get a piece of paper or a piece of cardstock or poster board, whatever you want. Cut out a heart template. This is, well, here's a straw so you can kind of see the size of this. I just bought a package of straws. Actually, I have straws on hand, so that was easy for me. And I just cut out my hearts with the template. Okay, so my phone totally died. So around the straw, the rose petal, and I'm doing 2 at a time just to make it a little bit thicker. They just are kind of sticking together. Okay, so you're going to take this. I'm just taking it on this other, kind of the other side, and just kind of wrapping again, kind of just, you know, you're just basically getting a good shape, a nice rose shape. So, oh, let me scoot back just a tad. So I'm taking 2 more pieces. And again, like on, actually I'm going to go on this side where I kind of left off. And I realized that if you'll do, you know, like maybe 5 or 6, something like that, and then start to tape, it works, but any more than that, and they kind of keep just falling apart. So we kind of have this, you know, right now. And I am actually going to take the tape and do, I like to use that tape because it's big. I don't know if I might have already said this. I like to use it because it's bigger and it's a little bit easier to handle with one hand, which is usually how you are when you're doing a craft. So let me get my other 2 pieces of tissue paper. And then I'm going to take more pieces, lay them here, and 2 more pieces will be here. So we're going to keep going around. Like so. Not really big enough. This is actual size. And this took almost a whole package of tissue, which it's cheap. It's, you know, 97 cents. So 97 cents for some fun decor. And we can put it in the baby's room if my sister-in-law would like. So, all right. And then This is probably going to be my last one before I use more tape. So I've just kind of done it on the other side just to kind of even it all out. And now I'm going to do more tape. Just going to keep wrapping the petals around and around and around. It's getting thicker at the bottom, so it's a little bit harder to tape on. Okay, we might be pretty close. They're pretty close, I think. I might do just a couple more. Okay. I'm thinking. If you have like a stray piece that's kind of, you know, just stick a little dab of tape right there, kind of folded tape, and I think it'll work perfect. But what I'm actually going to do first is put the stem on. So make sure you have it taped all that you want, securely as you want at the bottom. You can kind of see how I've worked that. I'm actually just going to take another straw and kind of bend it so it'll fit into the straw, and then push it on in. And you can use something else. I just found that the straws were a good size versus like the bamboo sticks, because they're a little bit thicker to hang on to. So this is kind of the length, you know, I was going for. You can, again, you can kind of play with it and do something different if you want. I just took a piece of green tissue paper, one piece, so it's thinner, and I cut it in two. And then I just actually started, let me get this where you can see it. I started here and kind of left a piece sticking out, and I kind of went way up at the neck of the rose, and I just kind of started twisting like so. Not tight either. I kind of just made mine loose. I don't know why, other than I thought it looked kind of pretty like that. So then I got to the end and I just added a piece of tape on that. But I actually pulled on the straw and just pulled this up a little bit. So it's up here like so. And then I'm gonna grab a small piece of tape And just hit it with some tape right there. And it's kind of loose, you know, but that's kind of how I wanted it to be. And then up at the top, so it looks kind of like this, which is so pretty. So up at the top, I'm gonna take, it's so cute. I really hope you make this because they're just so pretty. Okay, I'm actually just taking a piece of folded tape and taping right there, just so it stays up here